the No Timers podcast, everything Ottawa Senators and beyond is here. Here are your hosts, Raph and Peter.
Yes, that's right. And welcome to another episode of the No Timers podcast. My name is Raph. He's Pete. Pete, how are you doing today?
Doing good as always. Nice day. Well, it was cold as shit, but no. Well,
It was snowing
whatever.
earlier today.
Yeah, a little bit of
It was
snow.
weird.
And it was windy too, so that doesn't help. But anyways, I guess it kind of mirrors what happened on Sunday. But anyways.
Yeah. All right. So, Pete, welcome to episode 8. What are we going to talk about this week? So, games last week, so we're going to cover those. We're going to talk about Brady, 30 goals. We'll get into that a little bit. Timmy's unreal goal last night. We don't talk about the score. Look forward into next week, and then we'll talk a little bit tankathon.
Yep. So,
all right. So let's
start last week.
There it is.
There we go. Look at that. You came prepared.
Oh, I'm prepared today.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, crap. I was trying to think. We kind of made some predictions in the last episode. I started off right, I think, if I remember correctly. I think I said they would win against Pittsburgh, but lose all the other ones, and I was wrong. But at the same time, it's nice. Unexpected 3 wins. All in. Now I'm looking back; they're all in OT or a shootout, which is kind of hilarious.
Crazy, eh?
And then the third period of Sunday's game happened.
We don't talk about. We don't talk about that.
but honestly, like, I had no expectations they were gonna win that one. I mean, it's Carolina. Carolina's just a very good team this year. Yeah. Obviously, the score isn't great. You know, you'd love for the Sens to be a bit more competitive. I mean, they were for 2 periods.
Yeah.
But yeah, that third period just kind of like I texted you last night because I was busy doing some other stuff, so I wasn't watching the game. And I checked my phone and the score. It's like, whoa, what happened here? 7-2.
Funny because, like I told you, it was 2-2 until like the last minute of the second, and then after that we just broke down. So.
Yeah. So I watched the highlights today to just try to figure out, if I could learn anything from that, like what happened in that third period. And honestly, it just felt like Carolina just took control and they just played better. I mean, Forsberg could have made some big saves. Defense could have tightened up a bit. One thing, and I think I've touched on it before with like this team's defensive coverage. Whenever like the opposing team's cycling the puck in the Sens zone, they seem way too passive. And like I was thinking back, and I don't know if it applies to hockey, but I used to play some basketball, just high school basketball. I was on the team. Wasn't very good, but I just remember, and I could be misremembering, but because in basketball, and you could apply it to hockey, like you've got 2 types of defensive like styles. You either play man-to-man or you play zone.
Yeah.
And Auto plays zone. And I remember my coach, I think it was my coach, like, zone defense is for lazy teams. Or another way I kind of thought about it, it's zone defense is for teams that just aren't skilled enough to play man-to-man.
Man-to-man, yeah.
And I think that's where Ottawa's at. Like, you could still make zone work. Like, I think some top teams in the league play zone well. It's just they just don't have. They don't even have the skill to make zone work, I guess.
Yeah,
because it always feels they're way too passive, like to like put pressure on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
And
and if you look at some of the goals,
defense,
go ahead. Yeah.
No, like with zone defense, just my take on it. Because you're not, as what's the word? Like you're not constantly, checking where your guy is, like who you're covering. You can easily lose them, and there are a few goals like that where someone on Carolina was able to like sneak into just the right spot. Another guy makes a great pass, and then boom, and back in the net.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I was saying, a couple of goals, if you watch the game, you can actually see, I think two of them, Giroux, like didn't back check at all. He was
Yeah, I remember one of them. I think it was.
walking back, and I was like,
Yeah.
Giroux, you could have like avoided that. You could have maybe like lifted a stick or done something. But no, like the guy gets by him, and then Giroux just kind of like skating slowly backwards. And
Yeah,
then
he
they scored
basically
twice against Giroux.
just
So
basically gave up once. Yeah, he got
yeah,
the other player got past him, and then yeah, it's
yeah.
when I saw that, I definitely took note. Like it's like, come on, Drew. But
It
at the
was more
same time,
noticeable
I
on the
guess it's
Dempsey
not
goal.
really.
So yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but it's not really Giroux's skill set, I would say. And at the same
Well,
time,
I know. But if you're
ideally,
the last man back, right?
yeah,
At least try to backtrack a little bit. So
yeah, and I ideally, you don't want your winger being the only guy back. Like, if you're gonna have a
yeah,
forward back there, I think
yeah,
ideally teams want their center. So, yeah,
yeah,
but I get it. Sometimes it happens where like stuff in the offensive zone kind of just gets jumbled around. So yeah, it's. I'm not trying to say Giroux's not didn't didn't do his job, but trying to
yeah.
trying to
The
be
thing,
easy on him
the
because
thing
of all.
really is that like Chikrin, he pinches a lot.
Yeah,
So somebody's got to go cover, and usually when Giroux's on the ice, he's last man back sometimes. But like
wasn't
he's got to make a little bit of an effort. So
if I remember, I think it was the first Carolina goal. I think Chicken was the other guy back, and he was covering another player like on the wing, and then they passed
yeah,
it to the guy who passed Giroux. So
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
whoever Chicken's partner was in that scenario,
I think it
takes
was
some blame
Brandstrom. I think he was playing with Brandstrom yesterday.
there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we don't talk about that. Like
All right, we're
this
done.
last week, we went 3-1, 3 overtime wins. It was very exciting hockey. And like I said, we were 2-2 against Carolina till the end of the second, and then it just blew up in her face. So we forget that one. Let's go back to the game against Islanders because that was a fun game.
Yep.
Brady scored 3, and this is his third 30-goal season. And Brady exceeding a lot of people's expectations. I knew he had it in him. He was a great choice. I'm glad we took him when we did.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that's the third consecutive 30-goal season right there.
Yeah, and I think it was his 30th goal was what completed the hat trick, and it
It
was
was
the
the hat
game
trick,
winner
yeah.
in overtime, which was
Beautiful. What a
nice little
pass
thing.
by Pinto too, eh?
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Uh,
Yeah. That
I mean,
whole play was
this team
great.
is this team is so fun to watch in overtime because
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you
If we
you start
if
to
we played
see
3-on-3, we'd
uh,
we'd be winning the Stanley Cup.
oh yeah, because this team, I don't know, I guess they just loosen up, they
Mm-hmm.
have fun, and I don't know, they just play very well
Yeah.
in a 3-on-3 setting.
Especially if you put someone like Stutzle out there with a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
space. Oh, but he's gonna
yep.
go ham. He's gonna deke
And
everybody.
with guys like I know Shabbat only came back I think for the Carolina game, but
Yeah,
you
he
know
scored too.
they've got Shabbat, Chikrin, Brandstrom. They got all these puck moving defensemen, so that always helps too.
Yeah,
Sanderson, I almost forgot. How could I forget him?
Oh, Sens. Yeah.
Like these guys can set up like Timmy and Giroux, and
Yeah.
they can go to work. It's great, and they can jump in too when needed.
Speaking of Shabbat, you see the goal he scored against Carolina? That
Oh yeah,
angle.
he
Oh,
sniped
that
it,
was
and also like
that
a
was
good job to
top
like
two snipe.
corral that pass, because that was like a kind of like a wobbly saucer.
It was
He was
fluttering.
able to
Yeah.
like settle it. Like it's like, damn, that was almost more impressive to me, honestly.
Yeah. No, the fact that he was able to actually control that and then just whip it top cheese.
Oh
That
yeah.
was an excellent goal. But yeah. So
Yeah.
Shabbat goal and the Timmy goal was the highlight of that game.
Yep.
The Islanders, Brady Kachuk's hat trick was the highlight of that. And Ridley Gregg scored the other goal. So that's always fun. Go back here quickly. Sanderson scored in the 2-1 win. That was a nice goal, too. He just went down the middle, sniped the top shelf. Don't remember who scored the other one at the moment. But
Yeah,
it was
I'm
a fun game to
forgetting.
watch. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a week ago, so I don't remember, and I don't have it written it down either. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, let's watch something here quick. The people on Spotify are gonna only be able to hear it, but we'll try to describe it. Ready?
Let's go.
What a goal by Timmy! Eh?
Oh yeah.
Like
Just
he comes out of the corner, he pulls it out, dangles, and scores. Like, and he did it fast, like, because that defender, that number 5, was coming quick on him there, and he just
oh yeah.
toe dragged it and then release back to the net.
It was
Beautiful. I mean, that
wasn't
whole play was great. That
yeah.
was Giroux.
Wasn't quite ankle breaking, but getting there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the D man was fishing, right? If you see the video, he was just fishing.
Oh
But
yeah.
that whole play was great. Like, started really great. Giroux had the
And-
puck in the O zone, and the D was changing. He held it till Shabbat came in.
Oh
Passed
yeah,
it
yeah.
over to Shabbat. Shabbat rims it around to Stutzle, who goes and does that. So, great goal. Great goal. Great team
Yeah,
goal.
good point. Mention Giroux like holding on to that puck, not just
Yeah.
like kind of giving it up. That was a good play by him.
And it's funny because when that play happened, I saw Giroux skating, and I'm like, oh my God, Giroux, you're so slow. And then he just held it, and then threw
Gotta
it to
let him
Shabbat
cook, man.
on the left side. Shabbat rims it, and then Timmy scores a butte. So,
Just let
yeah,
Giroux cook.
great goal, great goal. Yeah, gotta let Giroux
Yeah.
cook, of course. Speaking of Giroux, next year is his last year. I really want him to extend for another 1 or 2 years because I really want him to retire in Ottawa, and I believe that we will be playoff team next year. I want Giroux to retire as a Senator. He's a great guy. He's so helpful in the room. He's like that veteran we've needed for so long. What do you think?
100% agree.
Yeah.
No, not arguing with that. Like, ever since we got Giroux, been very happy with that addition. On the, every once in a while, Dorian would, hit, hit a home run,
Yeah.
and that was one of them. He's been super beneficial to the team. Great mentor. He's made amazing plays. It just sucks that we haven't seen him in the playoffs for Ottawa yet. And hopefully, hopefully next year and more years after that. And then ideally,
next year's the last year.
Get him a cup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Can you imagine Giroux getting a cup with Ottawa? That'd be so good.
Oh yeah.
Like for him and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
that guy comes home, team's in a
Yeah.
rise and then it falls and then it rises again, but he wins a cup.
oh yeah.
What a story.
But since we're talking about Giroux, I
Mhm.
think we almost forgot to mention it, but we got to mention it. I don't know if we could pull up a video, but his shootout goal, the vintage
Oh yeah.
Giroux,
Give me
the
a sec.
slapper.
Keep talking.
It was just great to see that, like, because I know he's done that in the past.
Yeah.
Because everyone's saying like vintage Giroux, like I think it was last season. It wasn't in a shootout, but he had a breakaway and he just ripped it.
Against
It was
San
great.
Jose, yeah.
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 So you just love to see it. Now Ottawa's got like two, highlight slappers for the season.
It's true.
We got Greg and we got Giroux. We got two G's. Nothing but a G
Gs.
thing.
Yes, it's the father teaching the son, then the son
And then
does it, and then the father does it.
yeah. And Timmy also got like a goal in the shootout too. Like just
Yeah.
another like quick hands. It's just you just see how well he can stick handle. And I almost forgot to mention it because when we were talking about Timmy earlier, but like I feel like this past week you could kind of see like his confidence coming back. He's making
100%. Yeah.
amazing plays, but also like smart plays. He's not doing too much. It felt like what he used to be doing.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's a good sign that he's really getting the hang of what he needs to be doing, and hopefully like get some more goals and finish the season strong.
Yeah. Tim Stutzle is cooking right now. He's been very, very well. He's handling the puck a lot better. He's holding on to it. He's not losing it. So that that gives us hope for next year because he had a bad start this year, unfortunately. So yeah, but Timmy's great, right? We've talked
Oh,
about him before. He's gonna be one of those guys that you look at and you're like, bro, if this guy's not a Hall of Famer or something like that, like there's something wrong because he's so good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was honestly surprised. I get like this the first half of the season, maybe not what people expected from him because of last season, but I honestly felt he should have been uh, the All-Star for the Sens instead of Brady. Nothing against Brady. I
Giroux, Timmy,
feel like
yeah.
Timmy should have had that. Should have been able to showcase his skills on that stage.
Oh, can you imagine him in that skills
Yeah.
competition?
But like
He would have.
he's definitely sooner rather than later he'll be an All-Star.
Oh yeah.
Love to see him in
100%.
the skills competition.
Right.
For the dagger.
You're
0 for 1 this season, but with love.
you ready?
Oh, always.
Well, Giroux shootout.
For the dagger. 0 for 1 this season, but with love to score here. Claude Giroux. Name on the line, slapper. Scores!
What a sniper, Giroux, right? He just
and in from
slaps
Giroux.
it.
Just like nonchalant, just
top
came back.
corner.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shootout dagger against Columbus.
Just skating like,
Oh.
yeah, no big deal.
What a legend.
It's great.
And it's crazy because he snipes it, like he slaps it like that, and it's
Oh,
super
yeah.
precise. Like it goes,
Yeah.
went,
I
I
think it
think,
went
top
off,
right over the shoulder. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Love to see it.
Love to see it.
Especially now with like you just don't see as many like slap shots as you used to back in the day. It feels.
Yeah,
I don't know, I could be
exactly.
wrong, but it's nice to see every now and then.
No, Giroux's great. Hopefully next year we're at least the playoff contention team, and I believe he'll be able to help us so much in the playoffs. Like,
Oh yeah.
and he'll rally the guys up too, right? Because he's been there. He's been to Stanley Cup Finals, so he knows exactly what it's like, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
he's done it. So I really want to see him with the Sens. I really want to see what Timmy can do in the playoffs. I want to see Brady in the playoffs.
Of course.
I want to see if Batherson can elevate his game in the playoffs. Pinto, like we have so many good guys that you would think that we should
Just
be in the playoffs right now, but
Yeah.
it's not been good for us this
You
year.
want to see them, yeah, like in those like high stakes games.
Exactly. Like I want to see what these guys can do with real pressure, you know?
Yeah.
Like a game 7
And like
season series game. Like what can you guys do? Like that's what I want to see.
and then going through the grind of like playoff hockey where, everyone says it starts getting tougher,
Mm-hmm.
refs start, letting things play out a bit more than they typically do. You start,
Yeah.
building rivalries with other teams because you're just constantly playing against them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine next year what would you rather? Ottawa, Toronto series, Ottawa, Montreal, or Ottawa, Detroit? Because I think any of those would be epic.
oh yeah, all of them would be epic. I just feel because we've never seen an Ottawa Detroit series
No.
partly because they were in the West way
Yeah.
back in the day, so you never got to see it. And then once they created or whenever they moved back to the East, they just never paired up because either one of them or both of them were just garbage, so they never made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I would
But
say that. Plus, it'd be fun to chirp some of my Detroit friends.
But can you
that back
imagine
and
like
forth.
a Sens Detroit series in this day and age where they both hate each other so much?
Oh yeah,
Like it'll be epic. It'll be so good.
obviously like
So,
a series against Toronto, great. Reignite Battle of Ontario. Hopefully, exercise some demons.
yeah, and we got to win, right? Because we can't let them
Yeah.
win.
Montreal is always a good time.
Montreal
Um,
will be interesting too.
yeah, they're always entertaining.
They are. Yeah.
When Ottawa and Montreal play in the playoffs together. Even
Yeah.
like if Buffalo figures it out, Ottawa versus
Oh,
Buffalo is
Buffalo,
always
yeah.
good to watch.
That would be good. Yeah, like a rematch of 2007,
Yep.
and see who takes it this time. Yeah, no, but I would love to see Ottawa with any of those teams. Hopefully we don't get like a Washington or Pittsburgh would be good too, because then we can get revenge for 2017. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but like Boston, we beat them in 2017. Rangers,
Yep.
we beat them in 2017. So I wanted to see, either with our rivals or with people that we lost to. I don't want to play
Yeah.
Washington, Carolina, or whoever, Tampa. I don't know. So
Yeah.
hopefully, if we do get it next year, we get one of the guys that are more our rivals.
The one thing with Tampa, you can at least you've got the storyline of it's the '92 expansion teams, so
Yeah,
there's at least that.
cousin teams,
But yeah,
sister teams,
I
whatever.
don't. Yeah, I don't get as excited thinking about them playing. Like you said, like Florida, Carolina.
Florida would be actually good too.
Actually, yeah,
Because
I forgot
the
the
Sens in
Kachucks.
Florida,
Never mind.
things are getting heated. So.
Yeah, because you got the.
Can you
Kachucks.
imagine
Yeah,
Kachuk
never mind.
versus Kachuk?
Exactly. I retract my statement. I forgot about that.
It'll be some content.
That'd be a good one.
Oh my goodness, Kachuk versus Kachuk
Maybe
in the
if they,
playoffs.
if Florida still has Tarasenko, then
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Or he comes back and then he plays against Florida.
one can
It's
dream,
like
right?
Giroux. Like Giroux played for Florida 2 years ago or whatever, and then we played Florida with Tarasenko and Giroux and Brady. Be an epic series too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give us those teams. Don't give us like Columbus or those teams that don't matter.
Yeah. Well, they
Bro.
matter. We just don't care as much.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. To dream, eh? Hopefully next year we'll be there.
Oh,
Moving on a little bit here. Let's look forward into next week, shall we? And give our predictions and see what we think. So tomorrow, March 19th, we play Boston. They are leading the league right now. They shouldn't be because they have less wins than the second place, but they have 15 overtime losses. So the dumb loser points are, taking over.
But
Okay,
then
let's
again,
talk
like
Sens and Boston.
Florida
What do you
has a
think?
game in hand, though, so
True. Oh, it's Florida, right?
yeah, Florida's
That's
right behind
yeah,
them, 1 point back.
yeah. Florida's got 45 wins. Boston's got 40, but they have 15 OT losses or whatever. Stupid. Anyway, Ottawa, Boston. What do you think?
I'd have to give it to Boston. I mean,
Yeah,
yes, they have all those OT loss points, but I mean, they're still a very good team. I mean, they freaking defied expectations. Everyone thought they'd fall off and fall out of the playoffs this year after losing, Bergeron and shoot, who else was it? Krejci. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know enough about their team makeup to be honest, but I don't know. That team has just been built well, apparently. That they can
yeah.
just
There's
keep going.
something.
I don't know how they do it.
There's something wrong with
Whether they
Boston.
can, make a
They
deep
keep winning.
run is, to be seen.
Yeah, like last year, they got swept last year by Florida.
No, they lost
They lost in 5, right?
it lost in 7. It was 4-1. They
Really?
became the Leafs. Or
Oh,
shout out if anyone watches his YouTube videos, urinating tree. They'll know Boston became the meme of memes
there you go.
after that choke job. So I mean, we'll
Yeah.
see. Maybe they make a deep run, but they haven't ever since that cup win. They've struggled to get out of the first and second round. I think it was. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But to go back,
Yeah,
original
yeah,
question.
because
No, I think.
we beat them in the first round in 2017, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was my. I went to game 2. I think that was my first ever playoff game,
Nice.
and
Nice.
that was the one where FNUF of all people wins in an OT, and that was such a
Mhm.
crazy game.
Yeah.
And I just want that atmosphere again. Oh, it was
Yeah.
nuts.
Hopefully this time next year we're doing this and we're talking about how the Sens are in the playoffs and who we're gonna play. No,
Yeah.
that's what I want for next year this time. Okay. I know there's not much on this, but March 21st versus St. Louis. Are they in the playoffs right now?
I was looking it up. They're 4 points back of Vegas for the second wild card.
Oh yes, okay.
So they're fighting for it.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see Vegas get screwed, man.
most
they make
people
so
in the
many
NHL,
trades
but
and then they just get screwed out of a playoff spot. So
yeah.
St. Louis is doing pretty well, actually. Yeah. 36, 29, and 3, 75 points, like you said, 4 points out of the wild card spot.
See,
Yeah, I don't know.
and
We can't win outside the Eastern time zone, so we'll probably lose this one too. So
oh shoot, is it on the road?
yeah,
No, it's at
road.
home.
No,
No,
versus.
it's a home game. It's a home game versus St. Louis.
Is it?
There's a
Oh,
chance.
versus. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll win. Maybe we win.
But still,
Yeah.
it's a Western Conference team, which Ottawa
Yeah.
struggles with. I'm looking
But at
at
least
it
it's
like
at home,
they're
so maybe a point.
6-3-1 in the last 10. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Yeah, I'd have to pick
Oh
St.
yeah,
Louis on this one.
yeah, that's true.
Although, like, part of me,
They're
like,
15, 18, and 2 away though.
yeah,
Their away record is not that good. So
I'll still pick St. Louis, probably because since you mentioned it, we'll love to see Vegas drop out. So I'll let
yeah,
St. Louis take this win. But
I'll
on the
let them win.
flip side, Yeah, but on the flip side, it would also be hilarious just Ottawa to spoil it for St. Louis. Like I got nothing against St. Louis, but it's still hilarious to think about.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I'll still pick St. Louis.
Okay. March 23rd at New Jersey. New Jersey has fallen off a little bit. A lot. They've fallen off a lot.
Yeah,
They're 500 now, 68 points, 32, 32, and 4. They're only 8 points above us. And they
Yep.
lost 2 in their last 10. They're 3, 7, and 0. So they're worse than us because we're 3, 6, and 1. So we got that extra point. I don't know, man. Because they started off really hot this year.
Yeah.
And then they just went.
Let's see. I'm just looking back some of the games. March 16th, lost 4-1 to Arizona. Welcome to the club, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because this is like
bowl.
You could arguably, say this is a tank bowl. And since Ottawa always likes to screw itself out of a tank bowl, especially at this time of year,
Yeah.
I'll say Ottawa wins that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised about New Jersey because they were top 3 for a while there, and then they just started falling.
Well,
they're 500 now in the year, so
I think New Jersey just like the Sens, they've had goalie troubles. I mean, they tried to solve that with that trade to get Allen.
Jake Allen, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they're very similar to the Sens.
Yeah, should be an interesting game. See that one.
Yep.
And then on the 24th, which is next Sunday, against Edmonton, the team that came out of nowhere, like they were dead last in the league for so long.
Yeah.
And then they won like 16 games, something like that.
15 or 16, because they're one game away from the record.
Yeah. So Edmonton, it's at Edmonton. No, it's at home, sorry. So versus Edmonton, so McDavid will be in town.
They'll still lose. Ottawa's still going to lose. I'm sorry.
They're 40, 21, and 4, 84 points. Their last 10, they're 7, 1, and 2. And they lost their last game in OT. So, yeah, Edmonton wins that one, most likely. Right?
Yeah, I'll just say good luck, Forsberg or Korpisalo, or both. You might end up both playing that night.
Or both, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a second of a back-to-back, so yeah, that'll be tough.
It is, yeah.
That's another weird thing. Like we missed it last week, but
they did back-to-back Saturday, Sunday.
They had the back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. They do it again this week, and they have a road game and then they have a home game on that back-to-back. We've complained enough about scheduling, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Nothing we can do about that. Unfortunately, just complain.
Yep.
Okay, so that's looking out for next week. So what do you say? We go 1 and 3?
Yeah.
Maybe an overtime point somewhere.
You know, I'll say 1-2-1. So we got an overtime loss. We'll get a loser point. Against who?
I don't know.
I'll say St. Louis. I don't know.
Sure. And since you mentioned...
Actually, wait. No. I'll say Boston because Boston loves to go to overtime. So just do that.
Yeah, that's true. 15 OT losses this year.
Yeah.
Crazy. And since you mentioned the tankathon, let's talk about it.
Look at
the
that.
Tank is on. Or is it?
Slight detour this past week.
I mean, we ain't gonna finish last.
No,
because there's no way San Jose is getting anywhere near us. Chicago, they're way down there. I don't know, man. I think we finished where we are or higher, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe there's a chance Columbus can get past this, but they're
About it.
they're pretty bad too.
Because if you look at
Yeah.
the standings, we have more wins than Montreal. But again, loser points, right? So
Yeah. And like this past week, who would have thought they'd win 3 out of 4.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
but whatever. I as long as Chicago doesn't get what's his name there?
Well,
Celebrini, I'm happy. So
well, I'm just gonna put my tinfoil hat on. It's already been decided Chicago's gonna win the draft
it's a
lottery.
conspiracy, eh? Yeah, it's horrible.
I mean, think of all the profit the NHL can make when you've got Bedard and Celebrini on the same team in a big market city.
Yeah, they're gonna be the next Kane and Taze. So
Next Kane Tays, next Crosby Malkin, next McDavid Draisaitl.
yeah, I meant specifically Chicago, right? So
Yeah,
Kane and Taze, Chicago.
but
yeah,
you gotta think of all the marketing you could do with that, and all the money you can make, or
it makes
the
me mad.
NHL
It makes me mad, bro, because they don't deserve it.
No,
They're literally the garbage can of the NHL. Like so
I
many
hope.
accusations and things like that. You're like, wait, how's this team getting rewarded so much, right?
Who
Makes no
knows?
sense. Yeah.
Like I'm curious to see how, because the PWHL is trying this new thing to try to. I mean, not saying like I don't think really any of these teams are actively tanking.
I hope not.
Like maybe you could say San Jose, but whatever. But I'm curious to see how that works out with PWHL, where once a team's been mathematically eliminated, they increase their odds of getting the first overall pick whenever they get wins.
Yeah.
To try to
avoid the
not
tank. Yeah.
incentivize tanking. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think
I'm curious to
that's
see
a good
how
idea.
that works.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that works, and then if it works out well. I mean, it's a smaller league, but curious to see if it works well, could the NHL incorporate it?
Yeah, maybe. But nothing's gonna change until Mr. Dracula Batman is still leading the league. So like honestly, like if you want to talk changes in NHL, like the overtime format's got to change. The playoffs formats have to change, and then the whole tanking thing has to change.
Maybe unpopular opinion. I'm okay with the playoffs as is, to be honest. But
don't you rather do 1 versus 8, 2-7, or whatever instead of doing?
Honestly, I kind of like having the little divisional series. That's just me. Like I said, might be an unpopular opinion. If they go back to the 1 versus 8 thing, I'm fine with that too. I like that. I've got nothing against it. I'm fine if they keep the playoff format as is. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. It's all right, but the 1v8 would be interesting. Get better teams playing with worse teams, and having surprises and stuff like that. It's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. But nothing's gonna change with Batman on the chair, so we have to wait for him to retire or something else.
No, there is one way stuff can change with Bettman still around.
What?
If the league size decides to expand again, because there have been talks all of this week. Freaking Atlanta came up.
Yeah, Atlanta's. I think was it San Diego, Houston. There's a bunch of places that are saying, "Oh, we're gonna get a team soon." So I don't really know anymore.
I was just looking on r/hockey.
r/hockey.
I'll find it. But someone posted a meme. It's that the dude walking with his girlfriend looking back at the other girl. Kind of that meme. And it's just the NHL is the dude looking back.
Yeah.
You got You got Vegas, Seattle, Atlanta, Houston, Salt Lake City, the Moon, and then you got Quebec City just looking
The
disgusted.
moon.
All ready to go.
Oh, boy. I don't know what's his deal with giving Quebec City a team. Like they have the arena. It fits 18,000 people. They've had a team there before. What's the big deal?
It's the best explanation I've heard from people is that the NHL is not interested in them, or at least they're not their first priority for an expansion because they know they already have all those fans' money. Like they're either going to, give them to Montreal or, that kind of stuff. They're already watching the games,
Yeah.
and the NHL is all about growth, or like any business is all about growth.
Is it
So they're
about
trying to
growth?
find new fans, and that's why they're looking at these other cities. That
Yeah,
know.
but if you get Quebec back, you have like the Atlantic province people coming over to watch Quebec because it's close enough to Atlantic provinces that you can do that.
Oh yeah, I mean they'll definitely generate ticket sales as
Yeah,
ticket revenue
it'll sell
that
out
way,
every game
but
probably.
I don't think. I think the NHL now. I can't remember. Someone had mentioned one of like these hockey journalists had mentioned it, or maybe it was a YouTuber. I honestly don't remember, but I think the NHL now is no longer as dependent on ticket sales as they used to be,
Mhm.
because now you've got these big media deals, you've got all these sponsorships, so that's why they're going to like these big U.S. markets to get, especially like the media money,
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, look at all these people in Houston. It's like someone has said it's like top 10 in the states or something. So
Hmm.
I think
yeah.
that's
I don't
that's
know.
where
I
it
don't know.
is.
I guess so.
Because
I
like
guess it's
in
all money
Canada,
game now
because
too, right? So,
yeah, because in Canada with Bell and Rogers just throwing money at the NHL to try to get the broadcasting rights, they're not worried about the Canadian market.
yeah, that's true.
And then
Yeah.
there's
Anyway,
always the
we'll
Canadian
see.
dollar, but
And
that
taxes too,
you
right?
start
So
getting more pay. Yeah.
it's always an issue. Taxes. Anywho, yeah, we'll see what happens if they expand in the next few years or whatever. See who gets it. Atlanta get it, but didn't I have the team like 2 times already or 3 times?
2
And
times.
and both times that they folded or moved. So
So
I don't know what's going to be different this
the
time.
the hockey guy on YouTube had mentioned it's like maybe Canadian fans should want a team in Atlanta. Because every time Atlanta gets a team, that team ends up in Canada. So that's how we get Quebec City.
There you go.
Because
There's how we
you
get
had
Quebec.
the Atlanta Flames that became the Calgary Flames.
Calgary. Yep.
Thrashers became the Jets.
Yes, sir.
So who knows?
And then the whatever comes next is going to be the Quebec.
Yep.
Quebec Nordiques. Yeah, I don't know.
I hope they could use that name whenever they do come back. I think they'll come back at some point.
I think so, right? They can use their original name again. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's a great logo too. The Nordiques logo
Oh,
is awesome. Very great logo. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. We got this week to look forward to for Sens. There's how many games are left in the season? 10, 12? We're looking at it. Tell me.
I think 12.
12 games left in the season. What are you thinking record wise? I think we go 6, 4, and 2, maybe.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna try. I I think I tried to give my record for the remainder of the season last week, and I think with this past week getting 3 wins, because I think I said we're gonna get only 5 more. I
Yeah.
think that just
Yeah.
blows it all out. I'm not even gonna try this
That's
week,
true,
to be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. 12 games left. There's just what I think under a month, 3.5 weeks left in the season.
Yep.
And then playoffs start for everybody else. So we'll see. But yeah, hopefully, like, I want them to keep playing well. I'm not a fan of the tank, you know. I want to
Yeah,
see them playing well. I want to see them gaining momentum for next year, even though that never happens because we always finish
yeah.
strong and we start like garbage.
It's
So,
more
yeah,
not necessarily gaining momentum because I think us fans have learned that doesn't exist
yeah,
for this
exactly.
team. But
But
yeah,
I think the players, like, it makes them feel better, and they're like, okay, so
yeah,
if we can finish this year strong, we'll start next year strong, and we'll go from there. So,
because you don't want to actively tank and like lose on purpose. Because
no,
the thing I would worry about is now you've created what they call like a losing culture in this team,
yeah,
and then we end up being the next Buffalo where they've been out of the playoffs for even longer,
yeah,
and
it's been
they're on like their
since
third or fourth
2011,
rebuild. Yeah,
so it's been a
so
while.
you know you want them to finish strong. Like yeah, even if they were to lose every single game from here on out, you don't want them to all be like blowouts.
Yeah,
Like against Carolina, you want them to be in it, see some progress, and then take it from there.
yep, that's right. I think the same. Yeah, we'll finish strong. You know, at least get the players' morales up a little bit. You know, because like you can tell on the ice if they're frustrated or whatever. Like Timmy right now, he's flying. So the last thing I want is for us to go on a losing streak and him be frustrated again and start playing like crap. So win as many
Yep.
as we can. We're not getting the first overall anyway. So that's 99% Chicago, 1% San Jose, and go on from there. Find the coach in the summer, make a
Yep.
lot of moves. Use the cap smartly and bring in players that are actually going to help. Hopefully, Stales is smart enough to be able to do that. And yeah, winning team, playoff team next year for sure. So anyway, that was fun. We didn't have
Always
anything planned, and we talked for like 50 minutes. So it's great.
I don't know what that says about us. Maybe we talk too much.
Maybe. Final thoughts.
Ooh, no, I mean, nothing to really add. I said just kind of go, going with the team the rest of the season. Hopefully they just play well. That's all you can really ask at this point. Maybe hopefully see some improvement, like we see with Timmy this past week, where he just seems to have his confidence again.
Yeah, he's
Hopefully
flying.
that continues.
Yeah. Yep, perfect. Like I said, finish strong. Get a good off season. Get a coach. Get players and start next year strong. And playoff bound. And that's it. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Once again, I would like to thank you guys for your support, for the likes, the follow, subscribes, and some of the hate too. If you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. So there you go.
We'll take it.
Yeah. It's like they say, any publicity is publicity, right? So good publicity is still publicity. Bad publicity is still publicity. There you go. As always, keep on keeping on. Hope for a better year next year because we're almost done this one. So keep on trucking. And as always, go, Sens, go.
That was the No Timers podcast. Make sure to stay tuned every week for a new episode. Thanks for listening.